Hello, my name is Bryan Kneeland, and I'm an independent insurance agent here in the Fox Valley. I've been in the insurance industry since 1983, and as an associate of Adamino and Associates, I have the ability to place insurance with more than 24 great companies. I produced this video with the goal of saving you money. With the rising costs of groceries, gas, and the squeeze most of us are experiencing in our budgets, it was the best way I could come up with to clear up some misconceptions concerning insurance, insurance agents, and insurance companies that are costing a lot of people a lot of money. If you're currently insured by one of these companies, I encourage you to watch all of this video, as you might find this information particularly interesting. By the way, these companies are referred to as multi-line exclusive or captive companies. The key thing to remember about these companies is that their agents can only sell you insurance from that particular company unless they use company-approved brokerage arrangements for insurance risks that their one company cannot or chooses not to insure. What this means to you is that the agent for these companies has to make every attempt to put your insurance with the one company they've contracted with first. If the company the agent sells for does not want your particular type of risk, only then can that agent look to another company to place your business. And most of the time, that agent is still limited to only the companies approved by the main company they are under contract with. As you might guess, one of the biggest problems with captive agents and the one company they represent is inflexibility. If for whatever reason that company needs to raise its rates for home insurance or auto insurance, the agent can only suggest you raise your deductibles to help reduce the impact of the rate increase. They have nowhere else to go. Things change throughout your life and within the insurance industry. Credit-based insurance scoring is one of the newest rating factors used today in the insurance industry. Most insurance companies use your credit scores as part of the determination to calculate what you should be charged for your insurance. Every company decides how much of an impact your credit score has on your rates. Your agent doesn't even know how the company calculates the impact of a high or low credit score. They just see the final rate charged. The companies feel that this is proprietary information and don't share it with the agents or clients. What this means to you is your credit score can affect your rates to a large degree depending on how much that particular company values your credit score as a potential predictor of your future likelihood to make claims. If you are with an agent that represents just one company, you may be paying much more than you have to for the same insurance with another company. As your life changes, so does your insurance situation. For example, let's say it's time for your youngest to get behind the wheel. Not all companies treat youthful drivers the same. With a captive agent and their one company or a direct writer like Geico or Esurance, you have severely limited your ability to find the best rate available for your particular situation. Let's say you have that unexpected claim. You're at the mercy of how that one company reacts to that type and severity of that particular claim. If you're with a captive agent and they're one company, they can't shop your business to see if there are other companies available that won't react as strongly or may actually forgive that particular claim. Sometimes I hear people say, "No, I'm not interested in changing companies. I've been with Bill or Sue for 20 years and they're my friend." Or "I grew up with Bill or Sue," or "I see them at church every Sunday." I sure can understand that feeling and loyalty. But if you can get the same or better coverage in your insurance for maybe hundreds of dollars less each and every year, and Bill or Sue truly is your friend, wouldn't they understand if you changed companies but invited them over for a cookout once in a while? Now let's talk for a moment about direct writer insurance companies. Here are a couple you know well. Their sales primarily take place over the phone or through the internet. You gotta love their commercials, which are very creative. The first thing to remember is they are saddled with the same problems we just discussed about captive companies, and when you have a problem, You have to deal with them rather than an agent you know. Watch their commercials and look at the names of the companies they say they shop you against when they flip the names up on the screen. I wonder why they chose those companies. Their concept is that by cutting the agent out of the picture, you save money on your insurance, and in many cases that is true. What they're not telling you is that by working with an independent insurance agent, there are many companies available to you that will charge you the same amount or less, and you still get the benefits of a local agent. So what are the benefits of a local agent? The primary benefit is knowledge. A local agent gets to know your particular situation and knows how insurance works. For example, you insure your home and it has an attached two-car garage. You decide to put up another two-car detached garage that is insulated, has in-floor heating, etc. That garage will cost you $30,000 to build. Your homeowner's policy provides a 10% extension of coverage for detached structures on the premises, and let's say your home is insured for $150,000 of replacement cost. You call your agent to tell them that you're building this garage and want to make sure it's covered. Well, any good agent will ask how much the new garage will cost to build and then check to make sure it's covered properly. In this particular situation, the garage would be underinsured by $15,000. So your agent would put an endorsement on your homeowner's policy to increase the coverage by another $15,000, so you would have the full $30,000 to rebuild the garage in case of a total loss. But wait, now you call your agent to tell them that your garage has been completed. The agent comes out to take pictures and sees you have a rather expensive swing set you built for the kids that cost $1,500. Your agent should ask if you want that covered also, because it is considered a detached structure and you only have the $30,000 available for the garage. You say yes, the agent tweaks the policy for a couple dollars more per year in premiums, and you're all set. It is these types of situations a good agent will always be on the lookout for to make sure you're covered the way you want to be for your specific situation. Let's talk about independent insurance agents. Independent insurance agents, such as myself, contract with many insurance companies to satisfy your particular insurance needs. And most of these top quality companies will only sell through independent insurance agents. At Adamino & Associates in Kimberly, Wisconsin, where I am an associate, we have more than 24 companies to choose from to satisfy your particular needs. Now let's take a look at some of those misconceptions I mentioned earlier. Some people like to place their insurance with big name insurance companies. They get a feeling of security because they're well-known companies, and sometimes they relate that their size has a direct correlation to their ability to pay claims, which we'll discuss shortly. The truth is, most insurance companies are well-run and financially strong. They wouldn't last very long if they weren't. If you have any concern about a particular company, you can look them up by going online to ambest.com, which is an independent company that rates the financial strength of insurance companies and has been doing so since 1906. It's important to remember that the size of a company does have a direct correlation to its risk exposure. A national company faces exposure to risks such as hurricanes that we don't see in the Midwest. Now let's talk about a company's ability to pay claims. I mentioned earlier how you might think that the size of a company has a direct correlation to its ability to pay claims. Not so fast. Most companies, unless they are very, very large, purchase something called reinsurance. Yes, it's exactly how it sounds. The insurance company purchases insurance from a reinsurance company, which is an insurance company that sells insurance only to insurance companies. Then if the claims for the first company are excessively large during the year, the reinsurance agreement takes over and the reinsurance company pays the claims from that point on. Still looks like your company is paying your claim when this occurs. The money is just being routed from the reinsurance company through the company you purchased your policy from. This protects the financial strength of the company that purchase the reinsurance policy when claims are too high because of large loss situations. So about now you're thinking, this is too much information. The point is, except in the rarest of circumstances, all companies are going to be able to pay the claims they encounter, even in large loss situations, because they share the risk exposure through reinsurance agreements. So placing your insurance coverages with a large insurance company may not be providing the additional benefits you thought you were getting, and your insurance might be costing you a lot more than you need to pay. Let's move on. Insurance companies don't fix your car or put a new roof on your house. Your insurance company calculates how much they owe you because of a covered loss based on an estimate of repairs or the assessment of a claims adjuster, taking into account the coverages you had under your policy, and then they cut a check. You don't care if the check comes from a big company or a regional company. You just want the check. This is one area where having a great agent is critical. If the policy wasn't structured properly at the time of the claim might not be covered at all, or not for the amount you intended. You might have heard the phrase, your insurance is only as good as your agent. Your agent can also be critical during the time of a claim as your advocate in clearing up coverage questions to make sure you get what you're entitled to. If you don't have an agent because you're with a direct writer company, you're on your own. And by the way, by working with an independent agent, you can more than likely get your insurance for the same price as a direct writer company and have an agent also. Let's talk about claims adjusters for a minute. Claims adjusters are those folks that get involved when you have to use the policy you've been paying premiums for because the unexpected has happened. Most companies have claims adjusters on staff that are employees of the company. They're trained to understand what your policy is supposed to pay for when a claim occurs and how to estimate what it will cost to fix the damage. Maybe you're thinking, that's why I want to be with a certain company because I think their claims adjusters are better. Well, let's see what happens when all heck breaks loose. That big storm has finally come through and there is damage everywhere over a large area. Thousands of claims are being reported all at the same time. No company keeps enough claims adjusters on staff to cover this situation because it would be too expensive for them to sit around most of the time. In this situation, the company will send all their available claims adjusters to the area, but they'll also start hiring contract claim adjusters from all over the United States and sometimes Canada to converge on the area to help settle claims. These contract claim adjusters are given a copy of that company's policy along with some training, and off they go to settle claims. By the way, this is one of the main reasons you want to have an insurance agent. When your claim, whether it's because of a big storm or a single accident, doesn't seem to be handled the way you understood it should be, you want your agent, who doesn't want to lose you as a client, looking into it to make sure you get everything you're entitled to receive. If your insurance is from a direct writer insurance company that does not have agents, you get to argue your case with the company by yourself. Let's talk for a moment about short or limited term discounts. Insurance companies are always looking to grow their business, as all businesses are. So some companies provide discounts they will allow to temporarily reduce your premium as an enticement for you to switch your insurance coverage to them. The important thing for you is to realize when this is being done and how long those discounts will last, as you might decide that a short-term reduction in your insurance costs won't justify making a change. This is also an area where you are stuck if you're currently insured with a captive agent and the one company they're contracted with. Because that is their only company, new clients to the company are eligible for the discount, but you probably can't get it. They might give you a discount for being a long-term customer, but it usually is not as much as a new client discount. With an independent agent, you again have the benefit to move to other companies without losing the agent you like and have developed a relationship with and who knows your situation. Sizable discounts can be available when you package policies. Whether you own a home or not, it is always a good idea to see if there are discounts available to combine your auto policy with either a homeowner's policy or a renter's policy. Most companies provide a sizable discount on both the auto and property policy, whether it's a home or a renter's insurance, when you purchase both the policies from the same company. I know that especially for younger individuals, they may not think they have much in the way of personal belongings to insure. While this may be true, a renter's policy also provides liability coverage for the renter. Why might that be important? Let's look at a possible situation. You're renting an apartment and you cook dinner just before going out for the evening. What you didn't realize is you left the burner on the stove along with the frying pan. This starts a fire and causes damage to the apartment complex of $200,000. The building owner's insurance company is going to pay for repairs, but then they are going to try to go after the tenant to collect what they paid if they can show you were liable for the damages. The great news is many times the discount applied to the auto policy combined with the discount on the renter's policy can be such that the price difference of buying them both can be just a little bit more than just buying the auto policy. Would you go 10 years without seeing your dentist or your doctor? A professional insurance agent is going to want to contact you at least every few years to review your insurance coverages, to see if you've made changes in your life that might affect your insurance. Maybe the laws have changed and some adjustments are necessary. It may be to provide you with important information about the insurance industry and how that affects you. There can be many reasons. Some people are reluctant to do this because they believe their agent is just trying to sell them more insurance. A professional insurance agent that has your best interests in mind should recommend additional policies or increases in coverages if it's appropriate for your situation. But remember, you're the final decision maker, whether it's concerning a recommendation from your insurance agent, dentist, or doctor. If you truly believe that your insurance agent only wants to see you to sell you more insurance, it's my opinion that it's time for you to look for another agent who has your best interests as their primary concern. The final misconception I'd like to discuss is you can't switch companies except at renewal time. If you can find a better deal with a great company, you can switch your autos, home, and umbrella insurance at any time. Your current company is only allowed to charge you for the number of days of coverage they provided. Let's say you just paid the full annual premium on your homeowner's policy, and 10 days later you decide to change insurance companies. Your old company will have to send all of the premiums back except for the 10 days of coverage they provided. This is the general rule, and of course you would want to make a call to that agent or company to make sure before you did it. Please note that this may not be the case if you have boats, campers, ATVs, snowmobiles, etc., which are seasonal policies, and also commercial insurance policies. Again, check with your agent or company to be sure before you make the change. The key point here is if you find that you can save hundreds of dollars each and every year starting today, do you want to wait 6 months or a year before you make that change? So let's summarize what we've covered here. Credit-based insurance scoring is the new rating factor in the industry, and the impact of your score and the rates you pay can vary wildly between companies. Life changes, such as adding a youthful driver or having a claim, can negatively impact your rates, and if your insurance is with a captive agent and company or a direct writer, you've severely limited your ability to find the best rate available for those life events. Buying your insurance from someone primarily because of friendship can be very, very expensive. There is not a direct correlation between the size of a company and its ability to pay claims. Remember our discussion of reinsurance? But there is a correlation between the size and geographic areas that a company operates in and their risk exposure. Be aware of when your quote includes short or limited term discounts. Package policies, whenever possible, as the available discounts can be sizable. If it's been more than a few years since you've had an insurance review with your agent, call them. If they call you, accept their offer to review your insurance. You don't want to be surprised when that claim occurs and things don't work out the way you expected them to. Remember, you're the final decision maker as to any recommendations made by your agent. A professional local agent who knows you and your situation is invaluable in providing you with the information necessary to appropriately design and structure your insurance coverages and is your personal advocate when you need them. If you're interested in a professional analysis of your insurance situation, please give me a call or send me an email. I'll review your current insurance coverages, recommend any appropriate changes based on an analysis of your insurance needs, and then shop your insurance with the many top quality companies at my disposal to find you the best price. Our goal at Adamino & Associates is to match you with a great insurance company for the best available price and to be there for you when you need us. Thank you for spending some time with me today. I hope you have found this information valuable, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.